Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some more interesting Battlefield 6 leaks. There are rumors going around that 3 maps will be coming for Season 2. We'll be talking about that. And, of course, the leaks surrounding the fact that, apparently, there's a map in Season 2 that contains a bunch of gas that makes you hallucinate. So, without further ado, if you want to stay up to date with Battlefield 6, this is the channel for you. Hit the sub button, be sure to hit the like button, and swing by the streams. All links are in the description, and I stream every single day on this YouTube channel and on Twitch. So I suppose I will cover the gas leak first. Obviously, the Season 2 trailer featured someone in a gas mask, and, well, it looked like something from Apex Legends. Some people made a joke that they've already done this a million times, oh, that's Caustic, he's moving over from Apex into Battlefield. But then we learned through the community update the new map, or one of the new maps coming in Season 2, is called Contaminated. You put 2 and 2 together, it's pretty easy to see why people fully expected gas to be in the game. Then there were quite a few leaks coming out about there being gas either throughout the map or via like a gas grenade or something. It's not exactly clear. And apparently this gas is very hard to see through, and it may also cause hallucinations. Throughout the multiple threads I've seen about this, I have seen very mixed reactions that are on either ends of the extreme. So there's the side that is basically going, this is incredibly stupid, this is a gimmick, it's going to be cool for 5 seconds and to become annoying for the rest of the game. And then there's the side that is saying, oh, it's fun, it's cool, these people are just complaining, blah, blah, blah. Basically, it's a classic Battlefield split down the middle, and there's no middle ground. Of course, these are leaks, so we have to take it with a grain of salt, but my opinion, if they decide to add gas to Battlefield 6, I mean, it's clearly a gimmick. I don't think anyone truly wants gas as a mechanic, no matter how well implemented they make it. I think not only has it been overdone in a lot of games, I just feel like it will get old, especially if they add gas in any sort of like grenade launcher or grenade form. I would say it would be more acceptable if they made it like an activatable event on a map. I think you could do that in Battlefield 1 where you could hit like some sort of launcher or a button and you could launch gas onto the battlefield. If they do that, that's okay with me. I just don't want to run around the map and have to constantly worry about this gas causing me any sort of problems. Like, I hope it isn't placed on, anywhere important necessarily. I think you guys can tell by now that I just am not a fan of gas, so we'll just have to see how Season 2 shapes up with this. I hope the implementation of it, if it does turn out to be a thing, isn't too irritating, because Battlefield 6 just kind of doesn't need more of that stuff right now. If anything, the Season 2 patch notes really have to come out swinging with multiple very important bug fixes to many things in the game. Obviously, the first one that comes to mind right now is the pouch bug. Then, alongside any of that, just big game improvements need to happen. Would love to see anything relating to audio, netcode, visibility, improvements in multiple different areas. I'm sure you guys will comment down below what you guys would love to see in the patch notes. Now, moving on to a rumor that's going around regarding Season 2 and the amount of content, people are starting to think Season 2 will actually have 3 maps. I do not believe this, though. The speculation is that Season 2 will apparently have propaganda, contamination, and Galmud Railway. However, I'm pretty sure this is easily debunkable because they literally mentioned Galmud Railway would come in a later season in the community post update. Then when it comes to propaganda, that's, again, just speculation. We don't really have any solid word on that regarding whether or not it will be featured in Season 2 or if it's even official. The only official thing we know right now is that we are getting a map called Contaminated in Season 2. And this is where I think the wishful thinking is coming. I understand people want 3 maps because of Season 2's delay. I even want 3 maps because of Season 2's delay. But I think ultimately what we're going to get in Season 2 is exactly what we got in Season 1. The next thing I want to talk about is the fact that SimThick is finally back for Battlefield 6 with weapon stats. Detailed weapon stats at that. I will leave these linked in the description, but I wanted to focus on one very unique thing that I noticed between Battlefield 6 and Battlefield 4, particularly pertaining to the gunplay. If you go on SimThick, they have all of these different sections for a lot of the different Battlefield games, stretching all the way back to some of the fan favorites, such as Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1. looking at some weapons in Battlefield 6, just taking a look at the Cord 6P67, at these numbers right here, the green number represents the standing spread, and the orange number represents the moving spread. Taking a look at the AEK-971 from Battlefield 4, a weapon with the exact same rate of fire as the Cord 6P67 in Battlefield 6, you can take a look at the same data they have for Battlefield 4 and find that the standing spread and the moving spread are both significantly higher in Battlefield 4. You are so much more accurate in Battlefield 6 that your moving spread is just barely above Battlefield 4's standing spread accuracy. The TLDR on this is Battlefield 6's gunplay is probably the easiest Battlefield gunplay of all time, besides release Battlefield 2042 laser beam gunplay. This obviously has massive gameplay problems, and it's really unfortunate because the solution to this is really obvious. You just make bursting matter, and you would ultimately make the weapons less accurate and require you to burst more, but the reason why the devs don't do that is, well, casuals. The casual players, they just can't figure out how to burst fire the weapons, and they complain about it, and they hold the trigger down and they go, why are my bullets going everywhere? So the developers ultimately decide against having spread in the gunplay, which introduces laser beam gunplay and all of these big engagement distance problems that we saw not only in 2042, but in Battlefield 6 as well. This is why people complain about not being able to move around the map, or they feel that they can't move, and they're right, they can't, because at almost any distance, you can hit a ton of consecutive shots that you weren't able to hit nearly as consistently or as easily in previous Battlefield games. Of course, just by playing Battlefield as a longtime player, you could just feel this and know this is a thing happening in game, but it does feel vindicating, and it is very interesting to look at the hard numbers on just how much more accurate Battlefield 6's weapons are in comparison to previous Battlefield titles. In terms of what's next, well, pretty much just to wait for Season 2. Apparently, Battlefield 6 has dropped out of the top 10 most played games. Apparently, it's still number 3 on Steam, but in general, the game is really dropping off. And it's no surprise, lackluster Season 1, basically absolutely nothing going on for the game. $1 million tournament postponed, still postponed by the way, haven't heard a single thing about that for people asking. Someone asks me every single stream. I think the harsh reality is Battlefield 6 truly needed about another year if they really, truly wanted to make sure they had enough post-launch content polished and ready to basically tide the game over throughout the release period. You do need to release more content more quickly in today's day and age to keep people more engaged. And I think Battlefield just has never been able to adapt to that sort of modern release schedule or modern needs. Of course, you can make fun of the modern needs and like, oh, these ADHD kids can't play the same game for fucking 2 minutes. But, you know, I just think it's the world we live in now, and Battlefield releasing 2 maps per season is just not really going to cut it, especially when, if you look at Battlefield, it really hasn't innovated, right? It's just sort of the same multiplayer video game it always has been. Of course, they try with things like RedSec, but it's never truly going to work, I don't think. But maybe this is a conversation for another video. So, if you enjoy the content, you want to stay up to date with the game, hit the sub button, hit the like button. Season 2 can't come soon enough. I am really having a hard time playing this game on stream. I want to keep streaming for you guys. I want to stay consistent, but damn. Like, should I just go play another fucking Battlefield game while I wait? You guys let me know in the comments section. If you enjoy the content, hit the sub button, hit the like button, and swing by the streams on YouTube and Twitch. All links are in the description. And for those of you that don't know, I do have a second channel surrounding perfumes or fragrances. It's my big one hobby that I really enjoy. So if you want to enter that side of things, that link is also in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out the second channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.